Back here on SportsLine, and what a job Josh Heipel has done at Tennessee in less than 2 years, turning this program around. The Vols, the number 8 team in the nation this week in the AP poll, number 9 in the coaches poll, coming off that huge win last week at home over Florida as they finally get that monkey off their back. And certainly they have an emerging Heisman Trophy candidate at quarterback with Hendon Hooker. And certainly one of the more exciting teams to watch in all of college football from an offensive standpoint. Still some big tests down the road. Of course, they have to play Alabama. They have to play Georgia. And their game against Kentucky obviously will be a huge one as well. But for now, all is well on Rocky Top and in Knoxville. Josh Heipel, his team getting this weekend off. They'll be back at it the following weekend when they play in Baton Rouge against LSU. Here now is head coach Josh Heipel on where his team is at heading into their bye week.
Hey, just want to start by congratulating Coach Webb and the golf team, obviously winning match play championship yesterday. It's awesome to see their success and great to see a lot of success here on campus by all of our sports teams. So excited for them. You know, obviously we're in a bye week, got some work today, got an opportunity to heal some guys up, but get back to some fundamental work as well and start turning our attention to LSU a little bit here as the week goes on. So with that, I'll open it up.
Question.
Not everybody at one time.
Rob, then West.
I'm sure we all want to know anything on Cedric.
Not right now. Obviously, we're a long ways away from game time. We're hopeful that he'll continue to make progress and be available when we go down there.
Make sure we get a mic to you for audio.
Josh, when y'all were kind of cleaning up the film from the Florida game, what did you see defensively that was causing some issues? Was that Richardson just making some plays, or were there some breakdowns in the mix?
Sure. Some of it you got to give him credit, give them credit too. He's a good player and made some plays with his feet and with his arm too. And some of their max protections, they were able to block it up pretty well and give him time to push the football down the field. There's things that we got to do better, starting with some tackling, assignment, understanding. We're not playing with the right angles and technique that maybe allow him to get outside of the pocket. The tackling down the football field at times was not good enough. And then, you know, there's some coverage lapses too, and in what we do, that can be all three levels. You know, it can be obviously our secondary, but our linebackers, and sometimes when we're dropping our front into coverage too, then being in the right spot. It's a combination of all those things that didn't allow us to get us off the field. Enough. You know, we had them in a bunch of second and longs and third and longs too, and we got to take advantage of those situations.
You mentioned working on fundamentals this week. For young guys, how big of a week is this to kind of catch their breath, to see, for you guys to evaluate, see where they are in terms of how much they can help you over the next third of the season? A guy like Joshua Josephs, other players like that.
Yeah, some guys that have played for us, maybe not in every ball game up until this point, but have played some, and guys that have played every snap, you know, that have been a part of what we're doing, and that's in all three phases. A chance to kind of reset, get back to some fundamentals, which are important. It takes you to where you need to be, and then obviously continue development of our young guys. And that's guys that have played and guys that haven't. That you know, as this season goes on, here you get to the back 2/3 of the season. You guys know, right? You're gonna need a bunch of bodies because you don't know, you know, who gets nicked up and when.
Vince Vinak.
Two things separate. First, Javonta Spraggins hasn't given up a sack or a QB hit this year. Where specifically has this game come along?
Yeah, first of all, he always plays with great energy and passion and plays, you know, to the echo of the whistle. I love his football energy, excitement, and demeanor every single day. He cares in a really, really good way. He's just gotten better and being fundamentally better in pass protection, and his growth, you know, through spring ball and through training camps allowed him to play more efficiently in the pass protection world, and obviously we're going to continue to need that here.
And how do you evaluate your offensive line play so far this year overall?
Been really good at times. Obviously, there's a lot of things that we got to do better. There were some things in the protection world that they did a really good job of the other night. There's some things that got to get cleaned up. with everybody in our pass protections too. The run game wasn't as clean as it could have been, but there were some positives in the run game too.
A couple things.
That's
First
kind of a
on
vague
the
answer, isn't it? I don't give out a grade, A, B, C, D or anything like that, but there's some things that they've done at a really high level. We can be more consistent.
couple things. Injury update on Warren Burrell be available, and then Dylan and D. Those last two guys were warming up the other day.
Yeah, we'll just see where we get to when we get to next week. We're a long ways away, and that's the advantage of a bye week, to just see where we're at.
And we talk a lot about the tempo on offense, but because your offense works so fast, scores quickly, your defense is being put back out there quickly. Is there an adjustment during the season of that quick change, of the defense having to adjust to that speed, getting back out there after 2 or 3 minutes?
Yeah, I mean, real time, you don't always know what it is, because you got TV timeouts and that type of thing. So our kids understand, how we're playing. And I'm saying every player on our roster and understands, what the flow of the game typically is. Offensively, if we're not picking up the first down, obviously that can be a quick change and something you don't want to do offensively, because you want to go score, and obviously you want to give your defense a little bit of time to make some adjustments on the sideline too.
Patrick and Ben.
Coach, a couple things with Hendon. Any lingering issues with whatever was in the game on Saturday with Hendon?
He was out there today and looked good, so we anticipate having no problems.
And the final 8 minutes of the game, you're up 17. It gets down to the final play. What did you not like about how you guys kind of closed out the game with the lead and
yeah, I mean, offensively, you want to finish out the 4-minute drive when we had the football and be able to be in a position to take a knee and end the game with us on the field offensively. And defensively, we just didn't do the things that you need to at the end. And that's tight coverage, just being able to affect the quarterback and get off the football field. And there's some things that we got to do better. Handle the last play the right way. BYU was able to get some pressure on the quarterback. Obviously, special teams, onside kick, you don't want to give those up. You're putting yourself in a susceptible position right there. So there's things in finishing out the game that we have to do a better job, and that's our entire football team. It's not just one player or one unit.
Josh, how well is Omari Thomas playing right now, and what was key for his development over the offseason?
I'm sorry, I missed it.
Omari Thomas, just how well is he playing right now?
O has been probably as consistent as anybody has been in the interior. Continuing to change his body has allowed him to be more explosive, play in a better football position, play with better fundamentals and technique, the duration of a football game. His continued growth as a leader has been important inside of our defensive line room. And, he's continually getting better and doing a better job of snagging off and making plays in the run game and being able to push and affect the pocket and create some big plays there too.
I think in the back of there.
Hey, Coach, you mentioned the golf team off the top, and there's a lot of other programs that are, finding a lot of success and now competing for championships here at the University of Tennessee. I just wanted to ask you, what's your excitement for the future of Tennessee athletics as a lot of these programs achieve such success?
Yeah, I just this is this brand.